Welcome back everybody. The last video I showed everybody how to trace images onto pebbles if you can't draw. Today we're going to do the next step, and that is to finalize your pebble that you traced and then you paint it. So let us start. Now first things first is we have our pebble like this, and if you can't draw, then this is the ideal one for you. It's a bit more work, but in the end it will have the same results and you will have fun to doing it. It's a lot like decoupage. Some ladies know decoupage, but it's an easy way to do pebbles for decoupage, especially if you can't draw. So let us start. Okay, let's just put this away. Okay. First again, you take your image, put a piece of paper at the bottom because it's gonna make marks, and then you take your tissue paper. I use tissue paper for this one, and you will see why. I hope you have tissue paper. If you don't have tissue paper, serviettes, whatever you can is fine. Okay, so now first things first. Also again, your pencil. So what we do now is we do the design again. I hope you enjoy the videos that I'm showing you. I like making them and I like art, and I hope I can inspire you to do more and hopefully show me what you have done. It's always nice for us artists to see what we teach and what the people created. Okay, so there is our image. But then you're gonna take a scissor, and now you're gonna cut, and you're gonna cut very close to the image. As close as you can. It doesn't have to be precisely, but as close as you can. You just go around your image, cutting it out as close as you can. You can use any scissor. I'm using a smaller one because it's easier for me to use, especially with little pictures. Okay, so there is our tissue paper birdies. Now what next? Now we have our pebble, and as I said, usually you take your pebble, you clean it, and I usually paint it white to use it again. So then we put our image on top because we want to see if it's gonna work, but that is fine. But first things first is, you see I have blue paint at the moment, and we want to make it like this. So again, we take our paint and we make a layer blue. Not too thick, just a thin layer. Because this is the birdie's background. And it's acrylic, it dries quickly. So then you put your brush in the water and you put it onto the pebble when it's wet. And then you take a dry brush, not a wet one, a dry one, and then you just press it gently to get all the rough parts down. As I said, it's a lot like decoupage, but that is fine. This is just an easy way that it doesn't look like decoupage, just to make your image that you have drawn from another image. And please, if you decide to make images, don't steal images or copyrighted stuff. Use your own if you can, if possible. Okay, now we take our brush again, that was in the water, and lightly, because it can dry quickly, it will just go over the image again, as you can see, just lightly. On the outline. And you will have to give a few layers because your background will need a few layers indeed. So then you can just do this, go into the lines. Doesn't matter if you go over the image because that's part of it, because it has to bind the image to your pebble. Doesn't look like much at the moment, but it's just a way to show you how to put an image on a pebble if you cannot draw. And there is your first layer with your birdies. And now you let it dry. And if you want to let it dry, you can use a heat gun. If you don't have a heat gun, use and have a hairdryer, leave it in the sun, or just a place that it can dry again. Okay, so next things first. Again, when it's dry, you give it another layer because this is now the background. And make sure it doesn't make pleats. So you fine it and make it smooth. Don't worry about the background of the pebble. We are just doing the front first. And again, you let it dry or use a heat gun. Now it's dry. So now you take your Posca pen or your outline and you're gonna outline your birdies because it's dry now. So what you need to do then is you give it an outline just slightly because you're gonna cut it in now. You can paint it or you can Posca paint it. Whatever is the easiest for you. And remember, you have to dry everything because it can smear, and Posca paint pens is paint pens. so you must let it dry as well. So leave that for now, let it dry. So okay, let us make this birdie now green. So what you now do, you still have your paper because you didn't went over it, and then you just use your, this one I'm making now green because I made the other one orange. This is just to show you what you do. And you can give it various layers. If you don't have Posca pens, use what you have. I'm just using this for video purpose. And it's nice to use. I like it. And then let's make this the inside now. And you can make various layers. I am glad with one layer, so that is fine. This one we're going to make a yellow one, even though we made the previous one the inside yellow. We're just making it because it's our own design. So you make your birdies like you want to make your birdies. It's your birdies anyway. Okay, and then we just make our orange, and this one also orange because it's the inside of this one. And then you need to give them the string it's sitting on. So we're just doing that, and again we outline because we went over the lines just to give it a bit more body. And some eyes. If you went over the lines, you can just go back . Okay, let's give them red beaks. And there where you went over the part, you just go back with the pens. You see, there's your birdies. But now, you still have to make sure that the transparent paper you used is going to be fine. So what you then do is you wait until this is dry, and then you give it a gloss varnish and let it dry. So when that is done and varnished, we have our painted birdies on our transparent paper onto the rock, traced and painted like you want it. And it doesn't have to be decoupage. It looks like decoupage because you still will see the outline of the cut where you cut it, but you will have your painted, your very own painted pebble. So I hope I could teach you today of how to do this. It's really not difficult to do, and let me know if it helped anyone. Send something through, whatever you did. Thank you very much. Bye bye.